The Eve Appeal, I'm really proud to be an ambassador for them. I am, as you say, your GP, but my interest is very much women's health.
Yeah.
So I see day in, day out women who are diagnosed with these gynae conditions, and the effect it has not just on them, but their entire family. And the Eve Appeal are just working so hard to just get us all talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great story, and it's made a huge difference to people. But tell me about this new exciting appeal. It's Go Red.
Go Red. Okay, so Go Red is basically a campaign for the whole month of September that is focusing on the intergenerational communication. So basically 360-degree kind of talking to our parents, our grandparents, but also how we talk to our children.
Yeah.
And the fact that we need to be using open, honest, clear, non-embarrassed language with them at a very early stages, opening those communication lines and continuing to have that communication all the way through, you know, even till when you're elderly, is so important for your health and well-being.
It's interesting you say that, because a lot of people that talk freely with their kids about sexual health and other problems would think, well, there's no problem. But actually, for me growing up, I would never have spoken to my dad about,
Really?
oh, I've got something wrong with my testicles. I'd rather, put my head in a cardboard box.
Because of embarrassment.
Yeah, I'd go so red.
Really?
That's the whole
You'd
thing.
go red.
Yeah, and I think that trying to break that cycle is really important. And now having 4 daughters,
Yeah.
I'm very keen to have an open language or language
Yeah.
that they understand to talk about things.
Yeah.
But even now, it's almost falls on my wife to then, when they get to teenage years, to say, well, I need to start talking about things. But it shouldn't be. It should
No.
be split between the sexes.
Absolutely, because we all bring something different to the table, don't we? And likewise, I have a son and a daughter, and I'm not going to separate my daughter and have a conversation with her about periods and my son about erections. It's got to be very much an open conversation between the 4 of us in our family, so that we all feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Just like, when we need to be teaching our boys that mums are going to go through the menopause at some point, and it's not this big taboo that you can't talk about.
We stop hiding our problems away and share them, because that's how you solve them.
Yeah, and also it's the language we use. So I'm very honest with my children, and I talk about vulvas and vaginas, and the problem that we're often having is that people are so embarrassed that they're naming it different names, which is fine. I think a nickname for your bits are fine.
I'd call it the nun.
The nun, there you go, the nun.
Or little bits.
But you see, if you're in the middle of a supermarket and your daughter goes, I've got an itchy nun, it's easier than going, it's easier than saying vulva.
Or the worst thing ever is that we call them little bits, and then I got the band Little Mix mixed up with Little Bits, and my daughters thought it was the most funniest thing. I went, oh, Little Bits are on the radio. They went, what? Wow. So it's good to have little nicknames, but really not to be embarrassed to use the proper language.
Exactly. I think having the understanding and the knowledge of what it actually is, but then feel free to use a nickname if you're more comfortable in public.
It's better to use something than rather than nothing and not talk about it.
That's right.
Yeah. It is so important, isn't it? Because the idea of going, come on, let's break this silliness of being embarrassed.
Yeah.
And I remember sex education at school, because we're all embarrassed. It was a boys' school, and we're all embarrassed talking about, everything from the cap to the condoms and all that. We just made a big joke of it.
Yeah.
Made
Do
a
you
big
remember
joke of it.
classes? I remember, honestly, I thought of this the other day when I was thinking about having this chat with you. I had a teacher that came in and she brought in a banana, a condom, and her diaphragm.
Yeah.
Her diaphragm that she had used.
That's it.
And she'd washed it and brought it in.
Not in the dishwasher.
I don't know how she'd washed it.
But you see, we'd never seen it, as boys, never seen a diaphragm.
Yeah.
We'd never seen a diaphragm before.
Yeah.
And I think actually we use it as a suction cup. But the whole thing is like the embarrassment. We
make humour.
We replaced it. We replaced actually trying to listen and seeing the importance of it with making a joke of it.
Yeah.
It's all right having a bit of a laugh, but there is a serious side of it.
There's an underlying message that is very serious, that is very important, and that's what it's all about. Yeah.
So the Go Red campaign.
Yes.
How do we get involved? What can we do?
So 100% go and look on the Eve Appeal website. They've got these top 10 tips for talking to children. It's called Educating Eve 1.
Okay.
And then they've got the top 10 tips for talking to your parents, Educating Eve 2. It's all on their website. They're using the hashtag #GoRed. Wear red. You can do things like cake stalls and do stuff at work. You can run a half marathon like I am. It's just raising awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's the date?
The whole of September. So from the beginning of September till October.
So